Kicks 105.5. Good morning. I'm JJ. It's Wednesday, February 9th. It's 7:52. Currently 19 degrees outside, and as we do every Wednesday, we have Mike Barrett from the Barrett Insurance on the air. Good morning, Mike.
Hey, good morning. I think I can hear you.
You can hear me? I can hear you.
Just a little bit. I can hear you just a little bit. I can tell. How are you this morning?
I am well this morning.
Good.
Better than Friday.
Yeah, I heard the story. It sounds like a fun day.
It was a fun day. Fun adventures in broadcasting. So, what are we talking about today?
So, this morning I thought I'd talk about something it's called rental reimbursement. This pertains to auto insurance, okay? So it's going to be called rental reimbursement. More often than not, you'll see it listed on a policy as transportation expense. Boy, that sounds official and formal, but it's just rental reimbursement. What is that? Well, it's for rental cars. If you need to have a rental car, it would pay up to a certain amount. And again, it's not going to be on every policy. Some policies will build it in with up to $20 a day, up to $600 maximum. And some policies, you have to specifically ask for it. And many policies, even if it's built in, you can go with higher limits. Now, when you hear rental reimbursement, you go, oh, this is great. When I go to Florida, I can have my insurance company pay for my rental car. Well, that's not what it is. Rental reimbursement is for when you have a covered loss on your vehicle that is insured on the policy and makes that vehicle unable to be driven. So you have a vehicle that can't be on the road, whether it was a total loss and you having to find a new vehicle or a new-to-you vehicle, or whether you're waiting for the vehicle to be repaired. I'll even tell you, we've had some delays with glass. And something as simple as a glass claim, we've seen some people have to have a rental car for that period just because of the supply and demand right now. So that's what rental reimbursement is. It has to be a covered loss that prevents your vehicle that's covered on the policy from being driven. And it has to be specific to that vehicle. So if you have a 2 or 3 or 4 vehicles on your policy, if it's the vehicle that, the vehicle itself has to have this coverage in order for it to be eligible to have rental reimbursement for it being a covered loss. And then, math-wise, I mentioned some companies build in $20 a day, not to exceed $600. Well, that's easy math of, 30 days. So you go, oh, I have a rental car for a month. Not necessarily the case. If you have a total loss, the company's going to give you a rental car for as long as it may take to get a vehicle. But they're not going to say, here's 30 days of a rental car. They're going to probably ask you to get a vehicle within 7 to 10 days. So that's something to think about as well. So some things not to assume with rental reimbursement this morning. That's what I have.
Rental reimbursement. Is there even any place around here where you can rent a car?
Well, that's becoming increasingly difficult. There was one over on just past those folks at Twin State Ford. They're not there anymore, so it is a little bit difficult, but there are rental car companies in the region that are servicing this area, from what I understand. So it can become a bit of a task to find rental reimbursement or a place to go to get a rental car. The good news is the insurance companies that are doing this all the time. They're going to be able to help guide you in the process and how to obtain it.
Well, that's good news. I had to have some work done on my vehicle, and I asked the place I took my car to, can I get a loaner? Like, oh, well, we don't do that.
Yep.
I'm like,
and JJ, you bring up a great example. So even mechanical breakdown is not going to be coverage for you to get transportation or rental reimbursement on your policy. It has to be a covered loss. So, yeah, it's hard to go without wheels, that's for sure.
Definitely, especially up here.
Yeah.
And in the snow. Oh, my goodness. What a day that was.
I can imagine.
Oh, yeah. It took
I've been
me
there, done that.
Over an hour for them to even plow my road. Then they plowed me in. Took me half an hour to dig myself out. Got to the studio. The door was frozen shut. We had a water leak. What a day.
If you only had the camera going, you might have gotten an America's Funniest Videos prize or something.
Yeah. I could have probably uploaded that to YouTube and did a little podcast or something on that one.
A little viral. Yeah, that's cool.
Don't move to Vermont. So rental reimbursement. I didn't even know there was such a thing.
Yeah. It's more commonly called transportation expense. But for some reason, I've latched on to rental reimbursement. Just truthfully, so whatever fancy name you want to give it, that's what it does.
So it doesn't reimburse you for the total cost of it, just a portion?
A portion, which is why you want to choose the right amount. You know, if it's, you have a choice of 20, 35, 40, 50. Some companies are going higher because we all know rental cars are very expensive right now. So, yeah, it may not even pay for the whole rental car daily amount, but it certainly is something better than nothing. You know, it used to be $50 and be fairly adequate for a rental car. It may need to be a little higher. So that's maybe worthy of a discussion or research on your policy.
Hmm. Well, that's very interesting. I didn't even know there was such a thing.
Well, very good. I'm glad I brought it to the table this morning.
Absolutely, and I'm glad we had a chance to talk today. Usually we're in person. Today we did it over the phone,
Yep.
which is kind of strange. Well, at first you were kind of like really low, and then now that you're like higher than normal, I'll figure it out.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
We'll get there. It's a work in progress. So if people want to reach out to you, how do they do that?
Sure, give us a call, 748-5224. Find us on Portland Street in St. Johns Ferry, online, thebarrettagency.com. Also Google, Facebook, and YouTube. Just look for Barrett Insurance Agency.
All right, Mike, you have yourself a great day, and stay warm out there.
You too. Be well.
All righty.